Here we have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go the information. The area of rectangle A is 50 meters square and the area of rectangle B is 450 meters square. Rectangle A has a perimeter of 30 meter. If both the rectangles are similar, what is the perimeter of rectangle B? Okay, now let me write some stuff over here. Okay, I assume the lowercase a has the perimeter of rectangle capital A and lowercase b as the perimeter of rectangle B. Now let me write the ratio of the perimeters. Let me write the stuff over here. So ratio of the perimeters. So the ratio of the perimeters of the two rectangles A and B is A to B. The question says both the rectangles are similar. Actually, rectangle is a 2D shape. So whenever two 2D shapes are similar and I have the ratio of their perimeters, then if I want to get the ratio of their areas, what I need to do is I have to square the terms that we have in the ratio of the perimeters. So now to get the ratio of the areas of rectangle A and rectangle B, so what I need to do is I have to square the terms in the ratio of the perimeters. Okay, now let me write the stuff over here. That is ratio of their areas equals to, so the square of this term and square of this term, that is A square to B square. So that is the ratio of the rectangle A, the ratio of the rectangle B, or in the ratio A square to B square. Already we have the areas for both the rectangles, rectangle A and rectangle B. The area of rectangle A is 50 meters square. The area of rectangle B is 450 meters square. Okay, now let me write the area, the ratio of the areas already I got it, that is A square to B square. Okay, now I'm going to write the ratio between the given areas of 50 and 450. So the ratio between the areas of rectangle A and B is 50 to 450. So this is a ratio between the areas of the two rectangles. I got it over here. And this is the ratio between the areas of the two rectangles from the areas I have in the questions. So both the ratios represent the same stuff. There is a ratio of the areas of the two rectangles A and B. Since both the ratios represent the same stuff, we can equate them. Okay, in the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this ratio A square to B square as a fraction. Then I'm getting A square over B square. On the right side also I'm writing the ratio as a fraction, that I'm getting 50 over 450. So I think it can be simplified. 50 goes into 51 times, 50 goes into 450 9 times. So then I'm getting A square over B square equals to 1 over 9. Okay, here on the left side we have square for both numerator and denominator. Since we have the same exponent for both numerator and denominator, we can take the square as a common exponent. So then we get A over B, the whole square equals to 1 over 9. So to get up this square, I have to take square root on both sides. Okay, let me take square root on both sides and square root, the square will cancel out. I'm getting A over B is equal to, when I take square root for this one, just 1. When I take square root for this 9, it will be 3. So then A over B can be written as A to B and 1 over 3 can be written as 1 to 3. So the ratio of the perimeters of the two rectangles A and B equals to 1 to 3. And the question says the rectangle A has a perimeter of 30 meter. And in this proportion, this lowercase a represents a perimeter of rectangle A. Since this lowercase a represents a perimeter of rectangle A, we can plug in this 30 for this A because 30 is a perimeter of rectangle A. So then I'm getting 30 to B equals to 1 to 3. Okay, now we can write this ratio 30 to B as a fraction. Then I'm getting 30 over B, and on the right side also the same thing I can do. That is, I'm getting 1 over 3. Now in this equation, I have to solve for this lowercase b. So because the lowercase b represents a perimeter of rectangle B, so that's what we have to find according to the question. So the question says, what is the perimeter of rectangle B? So B represents the perimeter, the lowercase b represents the perimeter of rectangle B. Okay, now let's solve for B in this equation. For that, I'm going to do cross multiplication. That is, I'm going to multiply this numerator 30 by this 3. Then I'm getting 30 times 3. Now, so this numerator 1 is multiplied by this denominator B by cross multiplication. Then I'm getting B times 1. So 30 times 3 is 90 and B times 1 is B. So now I got the value of B. So that is the perimeter of rectangle B is 90 meters.